Welcome back to the Energy Healing Journal Self-Care Challenge, Day 43. Unstinking believable, Day 43. Almost time for another season, if you will, right? So on Mondays, we talk about self-awareness, like really paying attention to ourselves. The root chakra, multitasking, it just doesn't work for me. Um, our belief system, and contribution freedom. So Iona Me talks about on Mondays contribution freedom in the Soul Legacy Journal and Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network with the intentional living codes. Cheers to financial freedom. So the C of the Cheers to Financial Freedom being contribution. So how do we show up in the world? How do we show up and contribute in all aspects of our lives, right? So that could be in our business, that could be as a parent, as a sibling, as a grandparent, all the ways. How do we show up? Do we feel grounded in ourselves, in those roles when we show up? Or do we feel kind of wobbly or uncertain or have doubts or fears? What do you notice when you show up and contribute in the different roles in your life? There she is. Iona says, hey, BRB, no worries, love, no worries. I did hop on early, as I had mentioned. We start our live round of the 7-Day Chakra Healing Challenge today, so I'm super excited about that. Just kind of tying up some loose ends, if you will. They're not really loose, but making sure I have all of my updates in there because we evolve each year, and it's really super cool, actually. And then I decided as I was sitting here that, I kind of want to change this room around just a little bit, not the whole room, just my office corner. So I'm going to do that. And then, of course, make dinner because that's what we do. I shared this out and possibly more than once, so I apologize if I did that twice in the group. I'll go back and check after. So on Mondays in the root chakra, it really talks about being grounded in this human body, the human body that we're lugging around here each day in this human life experience, right? On this earthly plane in this lifetime. So our connection with the earth and within our body in our 3D experience. So when you think about how we create our realities, what kind of energy are we pulling through us and projecting out into our life experience in the ways that we contribute in our relationships, in our business, right? In our life. How are we showing up to contribute? What energy do we project? Again, do we have that confidence? Do we have any self-love? Remember, I have that self-love movement, right? I truly believe that if we all loved ourselves enough, it doesn't even have to be a massive amount. I mean, the more the better, but enough, suicide wouldn't be a thing, right? Would not be a thing. How many of you, empathic healers, energy healers, light workers, whichever label, role, hat you wear, have experienced trauma in your life, had gone through that spiritual awakening where it could have just kicked your butt, right? Probably all of us. Probably all of us. And that's okay. We're normalizing. Iona and I have been talking more and more about normalizing emotions, normalizing feelings, normalizing the human experience, normalizing some of those struggles, the awakening process, right? Nobody really warned me, and I hear this often, how rude the spiritual awakening process is, right? Or doing shadow work. Excuse me, I could feel this weirdness in my voice as I speak on it. I've seen people ask and mention in groups about that, and wanting to know those expectations. And oftentimes what we see is the love and light part, right? How much lighter we feel on the other side, if you will, of the awakening experience, or on the other side of healing, right? How much lighter we feel being in that space of love, having that higher awareness, that higher understanding. But the process to get there can be a bit rough and challenging, and it can really get us to question, just part of that awakening, right? Questioning our reality, literally, on many different aspects too, depending on what level or layer we shed or that we're on, if you will. right? No one's necessarily above or like better than anybody else, but just in the aspect of, are we early on in our journeys or are we further along in the journeys? Have we gone through a few awakenings? And what did that look like? And how did you manage and how do you get through? And this is why we're here. And many of us who identify or use those labels and titles of energy healer or Reiki practitioner, whether right, you're at the 1, 2, or 3 masters level. I hear other forms of Reiki have even more levels than the 3 of the Usui Reiki. But regardless of your title, if you will, what type of energy healer, shamanic healing, sound healing, there's so many different ones, right? Or whether you've created your own method of healing or quantum physics, whichever it may be, what is your experience? So I want to talk today in our MMMK Challenge Live about our stories, our spiritual awakening stories, and the effect that it's had on us. And again, it's like we didn't go through that for nothing. We don't let that experience go in vain. We use those experiences, right? We alchemize our experience to show up and help others in theirs, to be supportive of each other in this world, in this lifetime. So getting those interviews, Iona's talking about getting ready for the spiritual awakening stories to be able to share those and make more connections and deeper connections. And speaking of, we do have our calls as well to make more connections and deeper connections to support each other further. So please check the description box for the links for both of those, for Iona's and my call, once a month, and it's free. So hop on. What else for today? I didn't plan on staying long again just because I have the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge live round today, preparing for that. So I won't say a lot of what I would cover on today's, I'm going deeper into it on the 7-day challenge. So more specifically, talking about the root chakra, talking about our belief system, right? And having that self-awareness and making those connections and talking more about some of the symptoms that we have when the energy in our root chakra is unbalanced, whether it's blocked or overactive, because it can be either one. Some of the physical symptoms and psychological symptoms, and then ways we can help balance that energy and help clear that out, right? We don't have to leave it where it's at or keep adding more gunk to it. We can definitely clear that out. So, what else for today? What do I want to cover? And I wasn't trying to make it like super, super fast, but I did want to keep it a little bit shorter. So that friendly reminder, whether you're doing it from watching this live or if you're joining me on the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge, we want to be aware of ourselves, right? So are you present in this moment or do you feel wobbly? Assess where you're at. Are you where you want to be? And if not, like what do you use to define that difference, to say yes, I'm exactly where I want to be right now, or I had some other ideas, or I'm setting my goals, I haven't reached that goal yet. Excuse me, I'm not saying it's not okay to be where we are right now. We obviously want to be present in our present moment, but as human beings we tend to set goals, right? We have some type of goal for ourselves, or as we're going through that healing process, as we know that we're working on certain projects or whatever that looks like for you. Are you where you want to be? When you think of that energy in your root chakra, and as we go over deeper in the Chakra Healing Challenge, what some of those symptoms look like, does that look clear and aligned for you? Or do you notice areas or that energy? Do you notice some symptoms for yourself that shows that that energy is a bit imbalanced? And if so, what's an action step you can do to help you feel more imbalanced, to feel more in alignment with your highest? Sometimes it's just getting out in nature and literally being in the energy of the earth, right? Of nature, to ground, put your bare feet on the ground. People talk about that and we kind of talk, you can dismiss it. Sometimes I think we as humans dismiss the benefit of that. Like it's just cliche, like, oh, just walk around barefoot. It literally is a thing. If you choose to, do some research on the benefits of walking around barefoot with your body and your mind, body, and spirit, actually, all three in every aspect. It's definitely very beneficial. I was going to say something about a conspiracy theory about how they build shoes to block that connection with the earth, but I won't even get into that. You could check that out yourself if you so choose to. Yet be mindful of the type of shoes that you do wear in case it isn't affecting that energy, right? Between you and the ground, you and the earth as we walk across it. Look around you, even, right? Use literally, technically, your five physical senses. Sight, look around and what do you see? Use description, like really look at the detail of the things that you see around you, just being aware of what that is. Smell, what do you smell? Some of us intentionally light smells because certain smells have an effect, or the energy of essential oils of certain plants and herbs have an effect on our system, right? So, an example like lavender is very calming. Woodsy smells are very grounding. So, isn't that perfect for the root chakra? And earthing, and earthing to use some woodsy smells. But what do you smell? Be mindful of that in this present moment. And again, you can intentionally light a candle, burn some incense, obviously do it safely, and then just breathe that in and pay attention to the scent of it. What do you taste? Right now I'm drinking water, so I have kind of just a bland, like nothingness in my mouth. But maybe you just ate something or are eating something or have something, candy, cough drops, gum, whatever you may use. What does it taste like? Sense of touch, anything around you. The table, like for me, I could touch the table, my leg, my clothing, the arm of the chair. See what it feels like the real details. Another one that I like to use is my feet. Anywhere I am, whether I'm barefoot on the grass or sitting where I am right now, but putting my attention and my focus at the bottom of my feet and noticing, what do I feel? Are my feet warm? Are they cold? Now I'm wearing socks. It's getting cooler out. I'm going to totally miss being barefoot, but I don't like being cold. What does it feel like? Are they soft? Right? Now, there's a difference between my left foot, which is touching the bottom of the chair. There's a little bit of pressure there versus my right foot. That's because my legs are crossed, just kind of open, right? But just paying attention using our physical five senses. That helps us really get grounded in our body in this present now moment, wherever you are. And you can do this exercise anywhere, and no one would have to know you were doing it, right? You could do it anywhere. Oh, there she's back. Iona says I missed it. No worries, love. I was just going to come on early because I had a few things I wanted to get done before the live challenge today that starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I figured I'll just hop on a few minutes early, have a short, brief chat because we'll go in deeper on the challenge anyways, but I didn't want to not do the daily lives because I am posting them everywhere, and it's still a follow-on, and there is a slight difference, right, between the challenge day and the journaling process. So just that reminder to keep getting on and doing our journaling. Iona says, sorry, love. I was on the phone. No worries at all. You on now? Can you not hear me? I don't know. I think I am. I'm supposed to be. Sorry, that made me laugh. Iona says, woohoo. Thank you, love. It was so funny you asking that. You on now? Like, I don't. So, for those who don't know, and I actually forgot that brief second. Yesterday or the day before, Iona was watching my live and commenting. And then I had wrapped up and said goodbye on the live, and then I had texted her privately, and apparently she was still watching me. Like it looked like I was still live because of the lag. So it makes complete sense why she asked if I was still on live right now, because the lag is real. It was funny. Sorry. Right. Cracking me up. Iona says, oh, it doesn't seem like. Exactly, right? Yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot about it, but that was so funny. I don't know, am I? I think I'm live. I was just talking about how we question our reality after spiritual awakenings. Sorry, that's just funny. It's all good. Thanks, love. Thanks for being here. I know you're working on your videos and your courses as well, and it's amazing. The MMMK challenge, which I'm looking forward to finishing that again, right? With the expansion and the updates and all the cool things that are coming along. So I'm actually working on the MMMK and the 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge, YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges, sort of alongside each other, but I'm still wrapping up day one on each side, if you've noticed. No, I finished day one in MMMK, my bad. Day two of MMMK, wrapping up day one of the other. So yeah, it's interesting. We can do things in tandem though, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. And it says, yay, the expansion. It really is amazing. As you see, it just takes moments for things to click in my head. The MMM, put too many M's in there. MMMK challenge, exactly. Movement, marketing, media kit, right? Did I get the words right? They do work alongside. Yeah, I could feel that, right? I could feel that for sure. It's nice. Which, like, I like doing the daily lives even because it's the follow on to the 7-day chakra healing challenge. And then each piece branches from that. So it's beautiful. I love this. It's like there's a lot and so much involved, but how one connects with the other and therefore supports the other and then gives us that opportunity to show up and contribute, right? Contribution Freedom Mondays, um, even deeper, even deeper in different avenues. It's amazing. And it says they were created with each other in mind. It makes complete sense, right? That makes complete sense. Yep, MMMK. Got it. Thank you. I never forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. I got all excited about our conversation there for a moment. I was just going over the five senses though and really getting present in this present moment and feeling into our bodies. You know, there's that kind of two pieces, and I do explain more of that on the challenge about between earthing and grounding. We often, and I used to also use the terms interchangeably because I gave them both the same definition, but I see them slightly different now. So just kind of giving more information on that. You know, the earthing literally dealing with Mother Earth, nature, and then the grounding is that also, but grounding into this physical body. I don't know about you guys, but I know sometimes I feel like outside of my body, not always the extreme of astral travel or out of body experience, but just feeling having that detachment feeling. Now, I don't mind to a degree when I'm in observer mode, but I mean, even beyond observer mode, where I feel more like wonky. And I've shared before sometimes that my energy gets so wonky and I'm so ungrounded in the sense that physically I have a challenging time like trying to walk. Like I will wobble in my walking because my energy is so ungrounded. Like you might think I was drunk, but actually literally had nothing of no mind altering substances to affect me in that way. It's just an energetic thing. So just being grounded into this body and that aspect of making the connections of as we, right, from yesterday, Sunday, because it's like Monday to Sunday, it's not like we stop and start, it loops, right? Because the energy flows in and out and back and forth and all over. So they're all connected in one way or another. So just like yesterday, pulling in that, allowing ourselves to receive the energy of unconditional love from God's source, pure spirit, and being grounded in that. And when we ground into that energy or ground that energy into this physical body, that's when we really manifest more into our 3D reality. When we ground that energy into this physical body, that's when we can have that, like my shirt said yesterday, faith over fear. When we, it's not even like human confidence in the sense, but when we don't have that extreme nervousness because we're grounded in that energy from God's source, pure spirit. That, that. is what I'm going with when I say grounding. So there's earthing and grounding. And when you combine them both together, it's magical. It's amazing. Iona says, so true. CFM, yes. So if for anyone who's not familiar with our acronyms yet, CFM is Contribution Freedom Mondays. Excuse me. Iona says, sorry, love, I am being more present. You're good. You're good. Love it. Thank you. Iona says, I don't feel that detachment. No, sometimes I do, but detachment from the humanness is more. You're probably talking about the wonkiness I feel sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. That's why it's really good to have this journaling process so that ideally every day, but especially at least on Mondays to have that reflection of, did I have those moments? Was I that ungrounded? It's that reminder to get grounded, right? To stay grounded, to not get too unbalanced or wonky. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been that off. I take that back. There was one morning, I don't remember what day it was, but it was one of the mornings when, I set the alarm for 4 a.m. for mom's meds. And that morning, okay, the night before that morning, I had done some deeper meditations and I have vague memory of travels through the night in my sleep, doing air quotes. So when the alarm went off at 4, I wasn't fully back yet. And then I was like, wonky, wonky. But other than that, it hasn't been bad. So there have been times in the past where it could be midday and I would be that wonky. But I see that being slightly different because, yeah, if I didn't have to set the alarm and I was able to just naturally complete my quote unquote sleep cycle, right? Travel cycle, whatever that may be, I probably wouldn't have experienced that. But since I was kind of jolted back by the alarm, it made it very, very different. But that's the first time that's happened in a long time. But again, when you do a deep meditation like that, you know. Iona says, yeah, I can't remember you mentioning it recently. No, which has been really nice because, again, kudos to those doing the lives and doing the journalings and having those reflections and those reminders and just, yeah, exactly that. Just taking deep breaths. When I talk about taking those deep breaths in the moment, and that's really what that breath does, is it's like I'm feeling the air coming into this physical body and I can like feel my lungs and my chest and belly expand as I take that breath in, and that's just a quick way to get back into my body. So if I do start to feel a little bit light, take a deep breath, I come back in and it doesn't get to that level of wonky. It's just nice. I don't really miss that either. So that's fantastic. So hopefully I will see everyone on the 7-day chakra healing challenge live round starting today. It's okay if you miss it. We're live for 7 days. If you miss it this week, again, no worries. It stays up on my YouTube channel. It's in the energyhealingschool.com all year, all year. So it's available to you for replays. We have the community to support each other, to comment, to share our homework, because there's homework to do and bonuses, prizes to win. So come check that out. Thank you, Iona, for coming on and sharing this time and space with me as well, and anyone else who's hopped in and out and comes back for replay. I will see you again tomorrow for Sacral Chakra Healing Tuesdays when we talk about our emotions. And again, see you later, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge. So much love. Iona says, love you billions, and she will be there with me. Yay! I love you billions as well. Thank you, love. See you soon. Bye, guys.